Students, I am Bharati, your commerce teacher. Today we are going to see about Unit 9, Chapter 23. Title of the chapter is Elements of Entrepreneurship. Students, before starting this class, we are going to recall the previous class topic. In the previous class, saw about Unit 8, Lesson 22, the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. So, under the topic Introduction and Meaning of Negotiable Instrument Act, then characteristics and assumptions, then difference between negotiability and assignability, bill of exchange and definition of check, what are the features of a check, then difference between bill of exchange and check, then promissory note. All the above topics are completed in the last session. Now we can discuss about today Unit 9, Lesson number 23, Elements of Entrepreneurship. Under the topic Meaning, Concept and Definition of Entrepreneurship, Characteristics of Entrepreneur, Importance of Entrepreneurship, then Entrepreneur, Intrapreneur and Manager, a comparison of women's entrepreneurs, then opportunity and challenges and entrepreneurial functions. The above topics will be discussed in this class. First, we can see the meaning of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship generates employment opportunities to many people besides providing self-employment to the entrepreneur. Any business venture started triggers a variety of economic activities like purchasing raw material, creating employment opportunities, and so on. Thus, entrepreneurship become crucial for overall economic development of a nation. This is the meaning of the entrepreneurship. Then, next we can see the concept of entrepreneurship. So, entrepreneurship concept. The term entrepreneur has been derived from the French language, which are originally denotes designation of an organizer of musical or other entertainments. Oxford Dictionary 1897 defines an entrepreneur as the director or a manager of a musical institution which organizes musical performance. Since then, the term entrepreneur is used in many ways, and various views about entrepreneur began to surface. Accordingly, entrepreneurs are now broadly classified into three categories, namely risk bearer, organizer, and innovator. So, this is a concept of the entrepreneurship. Then, next, what are the classification of entrepreneur? Entrepreneur as a risk bearer, entrepreneur as an organizer, entrepreneur as an innovator. First one, entrepreneur as a risk bearer. Richard Cantillon described the entrepreneur to be a person who assumes a risk internet in the venture started by him. Entrepreneur acts as an agent combining all factors of production to produce a product or service in order to sell at uncertain price in future. So Knight also describes, another one author says, an entrepreneur to be an economic functionary who undertakes the risk of uncertainty which cannot be insured or capitalized or salaried in neutralize in nutshell, entrepreneur is described to be a risk taker. Then next one, entrepreneur as an organizer. Entrepreneur as an organizer. According to Jean Baptiste, entrepreneur is one who brings together various factors of production and creates an entity to produce product or service and supervise and coordinates several functions in the process. It is the organizer as an entrepreneur. Then next, entrepreneurship as an innovator. Entrepreneur is an innovator. Organizer, then another one, innovator. Entrepreneur as an innovator. According Joseph Skimter, an entrepreneur is one who introduces a brand new product in the market, institutes new technology to produce a product, discovers new course of supply of raw materials, discovers new product hitherto untapped, puts in place a new form of organization by establishing a monopoly or by dismantling existing monopoly. So this is a entrepreneurship innovator. Then we can see the next topic, definition of entrepreneurship. There are three authors give some definition. The first one author name is, according to J.A. Scumter, Joseph Scumter, entrepreneurship is essentially a creative activity. It consists of doing such things as are generally not done in ordinary course of business. An entrepreneur is one who innovates, that is, carries out new combination or enterprises. Then another one author says, in the words of A.H. Cole, the purposeful activity of an individual or group of associated individuals undertaken to initiate, maintain, or earn profits by production and distribution of economic goods and services. Then another one author says, as per Mary Kotler says, entrepreneurship is the process whereby an individual or group of individuals use organized efforts to pursue opportunities to create values and grow by fulfilling wants and needs through innovation and uniqueness, no matter what resources the entrepreneur currently has 23.02 characteristics. There are three authors gives some definition of entrepreneurship. Next, we can see the next topic is, what are the characteristics of entrepreneur? What are the characteristics of entrepreneur? The first one character, spirit of enterprises. Then resource mobilization. First one, spirit of enterprises. Then self-confidence, flexibility, innovation, resource mobilization, hard work, leadership, foresight, analytical ability, decision making. These are all the characteristics of entrepreneurship. The first character, spirit of enterprise. Entrepreneur should be bold enough to encounter risk arising from the venture undertaken. Entrepreneur should not get discouraged by setbacks emerging during the course of entrepreneurial journey. This is a spirit of enterprises. Then next one, self-confidence. Entrepreneur should have a self-confidence in order to achieve high goals in the business. The negativities like inconvenience, discomfort, disappointments, rejections, frustrations, and so on should not weaken his steely resolve to make the ventures a grand success. It is known as the self confidence. Then another one character, flexibility. So see the picture. Entrepreneur should not uh, rigidly stick to decisions in a rigid fashion. Entrepreneur should change the decision made already in the light of ever changing business environments. This is a flexibility of the entrepreneur. Then next character, innovation. Innovation means something new or something unique to meet the changing requirements of customers, namely new product, new method of production and distribution, adding new features to the existing product, covering a new territory for business, innovating new raw material, etc. So innovation means new creating. Then another one character, resource mobilization. It means capability to mobilize both tangible inputs like manpower, money, material, technology, market method, etc., which are scattered over a wide area, uncertain, intangible inputs like motivation. Do you know the difference between tangible and intangible? Tangible means fixed assets, not movable. Intangible means non-fixed assets, moving assets. So intangible inputs like motivation, moral, and innovativeness cannot be purchased in the market outright. So it is known as the resource of mobilization. Then next, hard work. See the picture. Hard work. Entrepreneur have to courageously face uncertainties, risks, and constraints. They should not blame the uncontrollable factors for the misfortunes experienced during the course of the entrepreneurial venture. They should spend their energy in addressing the issue to stay successful. It is known as the hard work. Next, resource mobilization. Entrepreneur should be capability to mobilize. Next one, leadership. Entrepreneur should be able to influence team members by showing sympathy and empathy so as to enable them to contribute positively towards the goals of the venture. Entrepreneur should lead others from the front and by personal example and should walk the talk and effectively take all the followers to activate the goals of the venture. Then next characteristics of entrepreneurship, foresight. Entrepreneurs should have a foresight to visualize future business environment. In other words, entrepreneurs should the likely foresee the likely changes to take place in market, consumer attitude, technological developments, etc., and take timely actions accordingly. It is known as the foresight. Then another one character, analytical ability. Entrepreneurs should not make decision on the basis of own prejudice or personal likes and dislikes. Entrepreneurs should be able to objectively analyze the situation and act accordingly. They should abstain from taking emotional or hasty decision when they are overwhelmed by emotions. This is a analytical ability. Then decision making is the very very important characteristics of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneur has to take timely and correct decision with regard to nature and type of product to be produced, type of technology to be adopted, type of human assets to be employed, locations of the enterprise, size of the unit, volume of production, and so on. The very success of any enterprise hinges on prompt. So, correct and relevant decisions made by the entrepreneur. So, these are all the characteristics of the entrepreneurship. Then we can go to see about next topic, importance of entrepreneurship. What are the importance of entrepreneurship? So, see the picture. Balanced regional development, contribution to gross domestic product, innovation, export promotion, latest resources, economic power, better standard of living. So these are the importance of entrepreneurship. First one, innovation. Entrepreneurship and innovations are closely intertwined with each other. It is no ex- exaggeration to say that innovation cannot happen in any country without entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs have contributed in no small measure to economic development of any country by innovation. Then innovation means new creation சொல்றோம். Then second one, contribution to gross domestic product, CDP, contribution to gross domestic product, this GDP, gross domestic product. Promotion of entrepreneurship all across the country would undoubtedly add to gross domestic product and national income of a country. Then balanced regional development, encouragement of entrepreneurship in underdeveloped and undeveloped region of a country through various incentives and concessions is more likely to promote balanced regional development across the country. Then fourth one important is export promotion. Export promotion, entrepreneurship helps a country not only earn precious foreign exchange but also preserve it. If entrepreneurship is encouraged to produce export oriented goods, it can significantly add to foreign exchange reserve of a country. So these are all the importance of entrepreneurship. Then another one importance, full utilizations of talent resources, latent resources. Promotion of entrepreneurship across the country leads to better utilization of economic, human, material, and natural resources which would remain otherwise unutilized in a country. Then reduction of concentrations of economic power in few hands. Promotions of entrepreneurship by encouraging small, medium, and micro enterprises prevents the concentrations of economic power in the hands of few large entrepreneurs. It promotes faster industrializations and brings about equitable distribution of wealth in the society. Then another one important is better standard of living. It's very very important. Entrepreneurs provide a lot of well-being measures to their employees besides paying salaries and wages. This unmistakably helps employees upgrade their standard of living. Some of entrepreneurs who have genuine concern for the welfare of the general public, supply goods of good quality at fair price. So these are all the importance of entrepreneurship. Then the next topic, entrepreneur and intrapreneur and manager. So comparison between intrapreneur and manager. Entrepreneur takes part in the dynamic process of creating incremental wealth. Intrapreneur takes part in the entrepreneurship within an existing organization. Then manager takes part in a created venture of the entrepreneur. Then next one, what are the difference between entrepreneur and intrapreneur? First one, thinking. In the case of entrepreneur, thinking is free thinker, but entrepreneur is for to think independently, but within scope of business activities undertaken in the enterprises. Then dependency. So in the case of entrepreneur is an independent person, but intrapreneur is dependent on the entrepreneur. He is an employee. Then fund mobilization. Entrepreneur has to mobilize funds to finance the venture, but intrapreneur does not engage in fund mobilization, but can across funds mobilized by the entrepreneur. Then reward. In the case of entrepreneur is rewarded by profit for the risk bearing exercise, but intrapreneur does not share in profits of venture, but gets perquisites salary, incentives, etc. for the services. So these are all the. Then next one, motive. In the case of entrepreneur, the very motive of an entrepreneur it is to start a venture by setting up an entity, but entrepreneur the very motive of manager is to render services is an entity set up for executive of venture. Then status. The case of entrepreneur's status is owner of this entity, but entrepreneur status is the salaries employee in the entity set up for carrying on the venture. Then risk bearing. In the case of entrepreneur bears the eventual risk and uncertainty in operating the enterprise, but intrapreneur manager does not bear any risk in the venture. When the venture is unsuccessful, he or she simply quits the enterprise. These are all the difference between entrepreneur and intrapreneur. The next topic, what are the opportunity of the woman entrepreneur? The first opportunity and challenges of woman entrepreneur. Woman entrepreneurship has been getting growing recognition over the past 2 decades across the world. Women entrepreneurs not only generate new jobs for themselves but also for others. They provide society with different solutions to management, organization, and business problems. Then woman entrepreneurship is gaining importance in India in the wake of economic liberalization and globalization. The policy and institutional framework for nurturing entrepreneurial skills, imparting vocation, education, and training has widened the horizon for economic empowerment of the woman. However, women constitute 1/3 of the economic enterprise. There are scores of successful women entrepreneurs. அதாவது ஒரு உமன் என்டர்பிரினர் சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லாக போனால் 1/3 உமன்ஸ் வந்து இருக்கணும்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஸோ போத் இன் எக்கனாமிக் அண்ட் சோஷியல் ஃபீல்ட்ஸ் இன் இந்தியா. And we can say about next topic. Or what are the opportunity for women entrepreneurs? The first one opportunities based on business, financial opportunity, non-financial support, opportunities created by association, opportunities created by government, opportunities created through training programs, CWEI, அதாவது Consortium of Women Entrepreneurs of India. So these are all the opportunity for women's entrepreneurs. The first opportunity of women's entrepreneur, the opportunities based on business. In the space of manufacturing, women can start ventures like agar-bath manufacturing, paper making, bedspread making, then embroidery, export of handicrafts, apparel manufacturing, sweet stalls, manufacturing soft drinks, pickle making, manufacturing garments, handcrafts, printing press, etc. Then second one, in the sphere of service industries, women entrepreneurs may try their hands in ventures like catering service, computer centers, tutorial centers, typewriting institutes, beauty parlors, dry cleaning, small restaurants, tailoring, creche, florist shops, even management, etc. In the realm of trading ventures, women can enter the ventures like fancy stores, diagnostic centers, milk distribution, sweet stalls, drug stores, grocery stores, textile retailing, cool drinks parlor, coffee parlor, cell phone repairs, photo studios, photocopies firms, working women's hostel, etc. Highly educated, experienced, and broadly exposed women technocrats and start larger ventures like running hospitals, coaching centers, diagnostic laboratories, manufacturing activities situated to their fields of specialization, advertisement and media firms called centers, hotels, etc. So these are all the opportunities based on business. Then financial opportunity. Next opportunity based on financial. All banks in India provide financial support to the woman entrepreneur in the form of micro, small loans to buy raw material and equipment. Then another one opportunity, non-financial opportunity, putting in policies, regulations and legal structures suitable to women entrepreneurs. Then second one, financial counseling and training. Third one, business advisory service. Then fourth one, handling legal barriers. Fifth one, establishing commercial linkages. Then sixth one, client research. Seventh one, profitability and efficiency analysis. Then offering and designing the products based on the needs, lower rate of interest and collateral free loans, then simplified processing system, then flexible repayment system based on business nature. So these are all the based on the non-financial opportunity. Then opportunities created by association. So these associations are aggressively promoting women's entrepreneurship in India. Self-help groups, SHG, self-help groups, FIWE stands for Federation of Indian Women Entrepreneurs, and WIT, Women's India Trust, then Small Industries Development Organization, SIDO, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD. NABARD means NABARD, NABARD. So NABARD stands for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Then Self-Employed Women's Association, SEWA. Then Associations of Women Entrepreneurs of Karnataka. Then the International Center for Entrepreneurship and Career Development. Then TSS, Street Shakti. Then Tamil Nadu Corporations for Development of Women Limited, TNCDW. Then Marketing Organizations of Women Enterprises, MOOWES. Then Women Entrepreneur Promotion Association, WEPA. Then Women Entrepreneurs Associations of Tamil Nadu, WEAT. Then WEAW by Google. So this is a opportunities created by many associations. Then next one, non-financial opportunity. The next one is opportunities created by government. Stand Up India Scheme for Women Entrepreneurs, Trade Related Entrepreneurship Assistance and Development, TREAD, TREAD. Then Mahila Koyar Yojana, Mahila Yan, Magalir Udavi Scheme. Then Prime Minister's Rozgar Ujana, PMRI, Development of Women and Children in Rural India, DWCRA. Mudra Yojana Scheme for Women, Udayagini Scheme, then TRISM. So these are all the opportunities created by the government. The next opportunity created through training program. First one, support for training and employment program of women's, SDEP. Then development of women and children in rural area, small industry service institutes, state financial corporations, national small industries corporation, district industrial centers. So these are all the opportunities created through training program for women's. The next, Consortium of Women Entrepreneurs of India. They are acting as a springboard for enterprise started by the women. It is helping women achieve high economic empowerment, act as a catalyst to improve access of women folk to natural resources, provides teach support in product design and development, provides quality control, making a technological support, spreads knowledge about various government schemes. So these are all the Consortium of Women's Entrepreneurs of India. The next topic, challenges of women entrepreneurs. Challenges of women's entrepreneurs. See the picture. பாருங்க எந்த எட்ஜில் இருந்து இது பண்ணுறாங்க பாருங்க. ஸோ challenges of, so see the picture, you can understand the concept. So challenges of women entrepreneurs, problem of finance, limited mobility, lack of education, lack of network support, stiff competition, sensitivity, lack of information, dependent culture. So these are all the challenges of women entrepreneurs. The next topic, what are the problem of problem faced to finance. The access of women to external sources of funds is limited as they do not generally own properties in their own name. Financial institutions who do not consider women in general credit worthy as they are skeptical of their entrepreneurial capabilities of women. So these are all the problems of finance faced to the women's. Then limited mobility. Indian women cannot afford to shift their shift their household responsibilities towards their family even after they plunk into the ventures started by them. So this restricts the mobility of women entrepreneur significantly. This is the limited mobility. The lack of education. Illiterate and semi literate women entrepreneurs encounter a lot of challenges in their entrepreneurial journey with respect to maintaining accounts, understanding money matters, the day to day operations of the company, marketing the products, applying technology, etc. So this reduces the efficiency of operating the business successfully. Then lack of network support. The successful operations of any ventures irrespective of the size depends upon the network of support extended by various constituencies like family members, friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, institutions, and so on. Next, stiff competition. Women entrepreneurs have to face acute competitions for their goods from organized sector and from their male counterparts since they are not able to spend liberally due to financial constraints. They are not able to compete effectively and efficiently in the market. This is stiff competition. Then sensitivity. Women are more prone to a variety of emotions, being mother, woman, or vulnerable to many emotions. They tend to have sympathy and empathy for others. This trait does not allow women entrepreneurs to take objective decisions in many contexts during the course of running the entrepreneur's venture. This is sensitive. The next, dependent culture. In Indian, women, however educated and talented, are groomed to be dependent on their parents, life partners, and children during the various phases of their life cycle. They could not take decisions on their own in many contexts due to the dependency factor. Then another one topic is entrepreneurial function. What are the functions of entrepreneur? First one, promotional function. The first one is discovery of idea, determining the business perspective, details, investigation, then choice of form of enterprise, fulfillment of the formalities, preparation of business plan, mobilizations of funds, then procurement. Then second one, another one function, managerial functions. First one is planning, organizing, directing, controlling, then coordination. Then last one, commercial function. The first one is promotional function, second one managerial function, then third one entrepreneur function is commercial functions. So under the function, production or manufacturing, marketing, accounting, finance, human resource management. So these are all the about topics is entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial functions. The first one, promotional function. First one is discovery of India. The first and foremost functions of entrepreneur is idea generation. A person may constitute his own ideas or develop the ideas. See the picture, contributed by others. Ideas can be generated through several ways. So it is the discovery of idea. Then second one is determining the business objectives. Entrepreneur has to develop business objectives in the backdrop of a nature of business and type of business activity. There is nature of business, manufacturing or trading type of business organization chosen so that he or she can organize the venture in accordance with the objectives determined by him or her. This is determining the business objectives. The next topic, detailed investigation. Entrepreneur has to analyze in detail the product proposes to produce. In other words, entrepreneur should investigate commercial feasibility of the product proposed to be produced and contact market study to ascertain the potential demand for the product. The next one function is choice of form of enterprise. Entrepreneur has to choose the appropriate form of organization situated to implement the venture. There are various forms of organizations, namely sole proprietor, partnership, company, and cooperative society, etc., which are in existence. The next one function is choice of forms of enterprise. Fulfillment of the formalities. Having chosen the appropriate type of organization, entrepreneur has to take necessary steps to establish the form of organization choose. The next one, preparation of business plan. Entrepreneur has to prepare a business plan or project report of the venture that is proposing to take up. This plan helps entrepreneur to achieve various objectives formulated within a specified period of time. Then next one topic is mobilizations of fund. Entrepreneur has to take steps to mobilize capital needed to implement the venture. Entrepreneur has to estimate the fixed capital and working capital required for running the project. This is a mobilizations of fund. Then next one, procurement of machine. Entrepreneur has to locate the various sources of supply of machineries and equipment and materials. Entrepreneur has to collect details from the various sources of supply and screen them for selecting the best sources of supply. It is a procurement of machine. Then functions of management: planning, directing, organizing, staffing, controlling. The first one function is planning. So see the picture. Under planning, entrepreneur has to lay down the objectives, goals, vision, mission, policies, procedures, programs, budgets, schedules, etc., for enabling the ventures to proceed towards established destination. This is the planning. Then second function is, next function is organizing. Entrepreneur puts in place suitable organizational structure to perform various managerial functions, namely choosing the type of organization, creating department, fitting the human resources to appropriate organization slats, defining and delegating authority, distributing responsibility, and creating accountability for efficient performance of activities. This is a organizing. Then another one function, directing. How to direct? In the limb of directing, entrepreneur has to motivate, leading, guiding, and communicate with subordinate on an ongoing basis in order to accomplish preset goals. The process of directing involves issuing orders and instructions, guiding, counseling, and mentoring of employees, supervising employees, maintaining discipline, motivating employees, and providing leadership. This is a directing. And then controlling. The entrepreneur has to put in mechanism to evaluate the performance of employees across the organization. The various steps involved in control function includes fixing performance standards, measuring the actual performance, comparing actual performance with standards. So finding out causes for deviations if any, undertaking corrective measures to bring actual performance to standards set. This is a controlling. Then next one, coordination. Entrepreneur has to evolve mechanism to pull together the diverse functions performed by various departments or teams and direct them towards the established goals of the organization for accomplishment. This is the coordination. So these are all the functions of. Then another one function is commercial function. The first one, financial function. Last one is commercial function. The first one, productions or manufacturing, marketing, accounting, finance, and human resource management. First one function, commercial function, is productions or manufacturing. Under production function, the entrepreneur has to take decision relating to selection of factory sit, design and layout, type of products to be manufactured, research and development, product design, etc. Then another one function is marketing. The entrepreneur has to carry out following functions pertaining to marketing aspect, namely consumer research, product planning and development, standardization, packaging, pricing, warehousing, distribution, promotion, etc. The very success of marketing function is very much linked with selection of appropriate marketing mix. Then next one, commercial function, is accounting. Entrepreneurs has to arrange to prepare trading and profit and losses account in order to know the profit or loss incurred out of operations of the business and prepare balance sheet to know the financial status of business at a particular day. The next one, finance. So in the sphere of financial function, an entrepreneur has to take decisions like choosing the right type of financing, framing the best developed policy, acquiring of funds, efficiently managing fixed and current assets. So maximizing shareholders' wealth and investing of funds efficiently and effectively. This is a finance. Then human resource management. So HRM means entrepreneur has to estimate the manpower needs of the enterprise and accordingly decide the size of manpower required for various slats of the organizational structure. Then last, these are all the commercial functions of entrepreneurship. Then last one topic, what are the difference between So students, this lesson is over. So understand the concept. I will give some assignment. Write it in the assignment notebook. If you have any doubt, please contact me. Thank you, students.